Hello and welcome to fresponse.com. My name is Matt Shannon. Today we're going to be talking about fresponse Consultant Edition. In particular, we're going to talk about it in tandem with Xway's Forensics. It's Xway's flagship computer forensics application. We're going to be using fresponse Consultant Edition on a virtual machine today. This virtual machine is a Windows 2000 Advanced Server virtual machine running a Microsoft Exchange server. Let's go ahead and open up fresponse Consultant Edition. For those of you who haven't seen fresponse before, fresponse Consultant Edition and Enterprise Edition, as well as FieldKit, all require the use of a dongle. This dongle, however, is remote to the actual running instance of fresponse in both the Consultant and the Enterprise Edition. We're not going to go into this process in depth today. However, we have a couple of videos on the fresponse website for each version of fresponse that sort of outlines this process. So essentially what we're going to do here is we're going to put in an IP address. This IP address is the machine that currently has our fresponse dongle plugged in and is running some special licensing server software. This is typically either your analysis workstation or a central server workstation in the enterprise environment. The licensing server is really quite small. It doesn't take up much in the way of resources. Alright, fresponse Remote Forensics Consultant Edition GUI is open and ready. What we see here is the host name. In this instance, is the machine name is Win2K-ADV. And the IP address 192.168.1.15. So we're going to go ahead and put in our TCP port information. We're going to put in our username, and we're going to put in our password information. At this point, the port is, of course, the iSCSI port 3260. Username and password are, of course, you define them to be whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and use mshannon and a password. Right down here, you'll see the version information, version 1.18, your dongle hardware ID, and when your license expires. So go ahead and press start. At this moment right now, fresponse is currently listening on port 3260. Let's go ahead and take a peek here at our Windows Task Manager. We'll go ahead and take a look for fresponse. There it is, fresponse Consultant Edition. You see that it's running there. It's listening on port 3260. So let's go over to our host machine here and open up the Microsoft iSCSI Initiator. Microsoft's iSCSI Initiator is a free product available from Microsoft.com. First thing we're going to want to do is change the initiator node name. I've gone ahead and changed it already to mshannon. You would change that information here. I've made it mshannon so that we don't have to continually re-enter the username in multiple locations. First part of the iSCSI process is the iSCSI initiator discovery. Discovery is when we find out how many drives are on the remote machine that we want to access. So of course we're going to press add and we're going to put in the IP address. It's 192.168.1.15. This is of course the address of our machine running fresponse. Go ahead and press advanced and come down here to the CHAP logon information. We're going to go ahead and punch in our CHAP information as such. There's the username and of course the password we defined earlier. Go ahead and press OK. At this point we now have a target. The target is of course Win2K Advanced, that's our remote machine. 0 meaning the first disk on that, and in this case only disk on that remote machine. So let's go ahead and log on, advanced, and we'll go ahead and put in our CHAP information. At this point we're now connected. There is a new physical disk connected to our local analysis machine. So let's go ahead and open up Xway's Forensics Edition and take a look at it. Alright, Xway's Forensics Edition. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new case. We're going to call this one fresponse Xway's Forensics. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and create that case. As you see that case here. Let's go to Tools, Open Disk. Of course, we're going to go ahead and select HD3, which is our fresponse Win2K Advanced 4 gig drive. And of course, we'll see partition 1. So let's go ahead and clear out any filters. There it is, partition 1. We'll go ahead and open partition 1. You'll see it's traversing the hard disk. And now we have all of the information on that first partition. So let's go ahead and add this to our case. We'll see this over here. And we'll go ahead and set this to explore recursively so we can get a full listing of all the files on that remote drive. First thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and set the type information. We're going to go ahead and filter based on, let's go ahead and clear, we're going to filter based on email. We want to look, since this is an Exchange server, let's go ahead and take a look at the Exchange EDB files. There we have a nice listing of Exchange EDB files. Recall this is an active live running Exchange server. So let's go ahead and take priv1 EDB and we'll go ahead and extract, recover and copy and extract this file. Let's go ahead and set it into a test files item we have on our desktop here. There it is, 1 files and directories were recovered correctly. So now let's go one step further. Let's go ahead and tag this file, go to the specialist, refine the volume snapshot. Let's go ahead and compute a hash for this file. Apply only to tagged files. Okay, of course we'll do an MD5 hash, and we're done. Now priv1edb has a hash file as well. We can also go ahead and run a export list. Of course, the export list we can have contain the hash, the comments, all that information. Go ahead and extract it, and let's go ahead and put it in the same folder as we did before. And we'll open up the export, and there, of course, you'll see priv1edb and our MAC information as well as the hash value. Now we can do other types of filters and searches. We can remove email and go into pictures, and we come down here to do searches under JPEGs. For instance, let's go ahead and take a look at the JPEG files, and let's go back here and explore recursively. There's of course a nice listing of JPEGs. We can always even switch over to gallery view and of course see all of the individual files. Now as you'll recall, this is reading against a remote live server. So let's go ahead and go back to our virtual machine here, and let's take a look. Of course, here's F-Response Consultant Edition. There's the memory usage. The software continues to run. As you can see, it's really a negligible impact to the running server, and we were able to extract and view live content over the network. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. F-Response works just fine with X-Ways Forensics Edition and allows you to extend the reach of this highly capable computer forensics tool. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact either the great folks over at X-Ways at www.x-ways.com or to contact us directly at www.f-response.com. Either organization should be able to get you the answers that you need, and we look forward to seeing you online. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.